Hey folks, it's a man once again. If there's an ad, click on it, I'll make money. Sorry, just kidding. But again, like I've said before, if you see an ad, sorry about the bother. Just trying something new. But seriously, I don't know. Just sometimes you just want to be silly. Uh, Seriousness, I am now talking about the Evil Dead trilogy, and I decided to talk about it in one video. I know there's actually been a few people who wanted me to review these films. And why not do in one video since I have the unlimited upload? Now, the Evil Dead films is a trilogy I do enjoy. I like all three films. I will admit, my love of them kind of dwindled with Bruce Campbell. Just I've heard a lot of stories, and granted, I don't have the links on me now, but I know like there's a girl who I remember I visited the deadpit.com, and there would be a lot of people who would leave, like their forums, or people would call in, talk about how they met Bruce Campbell, and they just had a bad experience with the guy. The guy treated them like crap, or just didn't seem like a nice guy, or like, you hear a lot of stories about it. Now, granted, maybe the guy had bad days or this or that, but when you hear so many of them, right? I never experienced it myself, so you can't confirm nor deny it. But when you hear so much of it, you kind of, wonder if you believe it. Plus, sometimes you see his Q and he does seem very curt about, oh, that's a stupid question. What are you talking about? So it'd be one of those guys like you'd be almost scared to ask a question for the guy's just going to be an asshole to you. So, and then Sam Raimi, the fact that I've kind of lost my zest for him because of Spider-Man movies, which I'm not a fan of. I'm sorry. No, I'm not looking forward to the new one either, but I'm just not a fan of the Spider-Man movies, his Spider-Man films. Um, Drag Me to Hell, just I could not get into. The Gift, I tried to see once, I was bored with it. Um, there's not too many Sam Raimi films other than these. Well, Dark Man, maybe The Quick and the Dead, but I'm not really a big fan of Sam Raimi's other films. A Simple Plan, I tried watching once, I couldn't get into it, just not my cup of tea. But I do still enjoy these films though, despite that. Of course, this is the original Evil Dead. I bought the Book of the Dead edition, which is a really cool idea that they did this because it opens up and you get pages like this Necronomicon. You get introduction. You get by Tom Sullivan, who designed the real Book of the Dead. You get pages like you see in the movie, the incantations. It's a really good, really solid collector's thing. Really cool to have. The demon's ass. Sorry. I see your ass. Is there a dick in it? See the eyeballs. I remember seeing this in the first Evil Dead. See that picture. Although they do not have the picture with Ash. Remember in Evil Dead 2 with the missing pages, and you have Ash like looking like this. They don't have that. But probably because, well, now that I think about it, it was in Evil Dead 2. I always forget that they did an Evil Dead 2 that had the same thing, so it's probably in that one. This is just looking at the first Evil Dead. That wasn't in the first. That was Ash like that was only in Evil Dead 2. It wasn't in the first Evil Dead. So I always keep forgetting they did one of this on Evil Dead 2, a Book of the Dead edition. So that makes more sense actually. This is just from the first film when they're looking through it. But you also have a booklet. It's I think it's only one DVD. But you do have a good commentary track. You got two commentary tracks. One with Bruce Campbell and one with Sam Raimi and Rob Tapert. And you have like other little featurettes as well. Interesting thing that Bruce Campbell made named Fat Analysis about movie fans, which I thought was pretty interesting. But anyway, I'm just going through the features. Evil Dead 2. The reason I'm showing the Blu-ray is the 25th anniversary edition. Really, if you liked Evil Dead 2, you need to get this set. The 25th anniversary just came out like I think Oh, really? Yeah, 2, 3 months ago. Pretty brand new. I got this like for $10, brand new. You have the old audio commentary, so you have all the old features from the previous stuff, but you have a pretty much, I think, 90-minute, 90-minute documentary on the film. Sam Raimi is in there, but everybody else gets interviewed. Bruce Campbell, all the actors, a lot of people behind the scenes, the KMB guys, everybody talks about it, as well as you have other features. So if you like Evil Dead 2, it's definitely worth a look. And then I have the Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness Boomstick Edition, the 2-disc set. I got this. Well, first off, it has like promos for the Evil Dead game. It has a booklet, and then both the director's cut and the theatrical cut. Now, where to start off with this? With Evil Dead, the first one I saw was this one, Army of Darkness. And I saw Army of Darkness as a kid, and I didn't even know it was a part 3. I didn't even know this was a sequel. I just thought it was a movie by itself, and I guess that's what they wanted other people to think too. It was just Army of Darkness. Because I actually have now an old magazine that actually has this, and it says Evil Dead 3 right on the cover, but probably for Universal to try to sell to more people, they just thought, okay, this is a different Army of Darkness. And this was the first one I saw of these films, and I highly enjoyed it and got a kick out of it. And it wasn't until a long while later, which I was reading one of the few Fangoria magazines I had, and I'm looking through the pictures, and I'm seeing this guy. I'm like, but then below it says Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. I'm like, what? That looks familiar. Wait a minute. Where have I seen this guy before? Huh? What? And then I think I had seen Evil Dead 2. Because it was a really good review, and I talked about, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. What is this? Is this related to it? So I saw that film on videotape, and then I didn't see the first one until even later when my mom had a friend. This is a long time ago. I went over to his place, and he had like tons of VHS, the stuff that he had taped, and had Evil Dead, and I took a look at that, and became a fan of the films ever since. Now, while Bruce Campbell's kind of lost his luster in my eyes. Plus, I think the last good thing he really did was Bubba Hotep, but that's just me. I don't watch Burn Notice. I was not a fan of My Name Is Bruce. I thought it could have been funny, but the ending was lame. The jokes weren't as funny. Yeah, it's just weird. But as for the films themselves, I mean, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 pretty much have the same plot in a way. I mean, Evil Dead 1, Bruce Campbell as Ash and his sister, which, it's weird. You always forget Ash had a sister. I mean, we always remember, oh, he had a girlfriend, but people tend to forget Ash had a sister. But it's kind of weird how they forgot they had a sister, but they concentrated more that he had a girlfriend who got possessed and killed. But yeah, his sister, I think, is the first one who gets possessed and fucked up. And there's a group of kids going to the woods, and they find this book and this tape recorder, and then people start getting possessed, and they got hacked on the pieces. That's the only way to stop it. And the first Evil Dead is supposed to be taken seriously. And granted, you can see technical mistakes. How in 1 minute the possessed woman has black hair, but then all of a sudden she has gray hair, and you can see certain stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I gotta admit, the film is still well directed. It's Sam Raimi really, this was his debut. He really went all for broke. It's okay, we're going to take a typical story, but we're going to do whatever we can with it. And for a number of reasons. Number one, the last guy who you think would survive, Bruce Campbell's character. You think it's going to be, their buddy who's, almost a stronger guy at the beginning, or you think it's going to be, the female lead. But no, it becomes Bruce Campbell. He becomes the last guy, which I think is cool. Made a little bit different. Wish they would do that nowadays, instead of, okay, you just pretty much in the first 5 minutes you know who's going to live. It's going to be the main girl and maybe the boyfriend. It's like, okay, let's switch it up a little bit. But it's well directed. You get scenes that didn't bother me, but like the girl who gets dragged and she gets raped by the trees. I think Sam Raimi's like regrets doing that, and it's definitely not as bad as like Serbian film, but didn't really do anything for me. And the film, it's a short film. It's not too long. The thing about this film is definitely pretty gory. I think what really makes me love the film so much is the last half hour. Like the rest of the film, I'm fine. I'm like, I remember watching it and be like, oh, it's okay, nice atmosphere. They have a low budget, but they're really working their ass off. Moving, doing stuff with the camera. Oh yeah, some really good gore. Like the girl who gets her hand fucked up and bites it so the rest of it goes off. Having to hack her to pieces. But it's really the last half hour when Ash is by himself that is beautiful. The last block I absolutely adore. And it's definitely my favorite part of the film. And in a way, saves the film for me. Like the rest of the film I don't hate. But that last half hour or so when Ash is by himself, it's fucking awesome. Because the camera work is just fucking crazy in a good way. They're doing everything. He's by himself. He doesn't really use the chainsaw, even though you have that poster where he has the chainsaw like this and go behind him. He doesn't use chainsaw. He's about to cut up his girlfriend or whoever's dead. He's about to, but then he just buries her, and then you have that scene where he chops her head off with the shovel. So he never uses a chainsaw, but he has the shotgun, but they really go all out. Where he's going, and you have the camera like run on top, and every time it passes like a wooden beam, boom, 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 boom. Well, you see him from underneath somehow, and then as his foot turns, like the camera turns, you're facing the wall. Or like there's a nice shot where you see the doorway, but it's from afar. It's about this big because it's far away. There's the doorway, but they put it like this angle. And it rushes to it, and he closes it, and he turns, but you see Bruce Campbell's face like this, and the windows. It's that scene that the first time I saw it was actually, weirdly enough, the first time I saw any of these movies was Nightmare on Elm Street. Because I'm watching that, they're featured in Nightmare on Elm Street, I know I'm starving, where Heather Langenkamp is watching a horror movie, and it's The Evil Dead. I remember one of the time, what the fuck is that? Maybe they just made it up. I'm like, shit, that's the movie. This is the movie. Oh shit, I didn't even know that. And just the all-out gore at the end, shooting up the possessed. I just call them zombies. Getting the book thrown into the fire, and how they just explode. I mean, you have some like claymation type of stuff, stop motion, I should say. But it adds to the charm of it. And then it falls and blows up in front of Ash's face. But definitely a lot of fun. That last half block. And the ending I would have hated because Ash comes out, everything's fine, and it makes no sense because he did what was supposed to. It's daylight now, but then the demon comes and goes towards Bruce Campbell. And from what I heard, when they made the first movie, that was meant to say that Bruce Campbell's character died. Which I'm like, yeah. But I think because I saw Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness first, before this, it didn't bother me, the ending, because, oh, he's not dead. He's in the second one, third one. I like the music they use that's also at the end credits. Which gives me, again, the last half hour, really cool stuff where he's in the basement and he gets blinded by the projector, and the projector blood's going on it, so the screen is almost like the screen is just bleeding all over Bruce Campbell. Or you have that pipe and just almost drowning blood. And they have their take on the Three Stooges shorts, like the Three Stooges short, A Plumbing We Will Go, when everything's going haywire and you see like the water filling up the light bulb and the wall sockets, water coming out. They just did the horror version, so you see blood coming out of the wall sockets and filling up the light bulb. That's what I really liked about the last half hour. Just they went all for broke in that last half hour. Just everything. As this one guy who I actually like. And Bruce Campbell is just acting like a normal guy. And that's kind of what the Bruce Campbell I miss. Yeah, I liked him as a smartass, but just as a normal guy. No mudding, no, like always with a smirk. Just act normal, like in Moontrap. He didn't act like that in Moontrap. He doesn't act like that in Waxwork 2. He doesn't act like that in the first Evil Dead or even the second Evil Dead until the very end, which works. But even the ending of Evil Dead 2 is not really like that. I just wish he would sort of take a step back and look back on Moontrap and Waxwork 2 and this film and just, lose a smirk and, just act normal. But it's almost like he's become Ash in Army of Darkness, and I like Ash in Army of Darkness, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being weird. Of course, I remember it was also in Condo at the beginning when he got killed, which I know is my friend Effrey's favorite part. But the first Evil Dead film, the last half hour alone, I really enjoy. It's just really go for broke type of flick. And I know the Evil Dead films are notorious for so many fucking re-releases that they made of it. So, I'm fine with this one. And Evil Dead 2, then, of course, it's hard to pick a favorite, but I would probably, because I like all three of them, actually. I'd probably have to go with this one, though, Evil Dead 2. Because it's basically, they couldn't get the footage. They couldn't get the rights to the first film. Because they would, just use the footage for the first film and do a recap, but they couldn't get the rights. And I know Great Ninja Turtle says that they reshot scenes using, using like an actual, those characters from the first film, like reenacting it. But I don't know why that didn't make the cut or they decided not to do it. I don't know what the hell happened with that. Because this plays almost like a remake. And that's kind of the problem I have with the film, the Evil Dead trilogy, is that every one of the fucking endings, it's not, the next one doesn't really follow through. So it's kind of hard to follow all three of these as one continuous loop. Because you have the ending of the first film. And granted, in Evil Dead 2, you have the same shot. Going through the cabin, Bruce Campbell turns around. But still, you have an opening where it's like, wait, now is this Ash and his girlfriend? So then it makes you think, like, did any of this happen? Because all it says is Ash and his girlfriend. So did any of the other stuff happen in the first Evil Dead? I mean, apparently not. So that's what I don't like. I understand they couldn't do it, but that'd be interesting to edit. Like to do, I don't know if they've done it, but like to put all three films together and just chop off like the beginnings and stuff like that. That'd be interesting. Because it does a recap now. Just Bruce Campbell and his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is possessed, and he has to cut her head off with a shovel. And you have the shot that they redid, but from the first Evil Dead. But only this time, Bruce Campbell's pushed back and slammed into a wall. Apparently, daylight. They don't come out in daylight. And he tries to escape and the bridge is out. And this is a lot of fun, though. It's very funny. I mean, what more can I say about Evil Dead 2 that hasn't been said? I mean, you have his hand being possessed and, you know, his physical comedy. And then hand coming around giving him the finger. Oh, you little bastard. Uh, you know, word shed. And, you know, when he has to take the hand off. Actually, that's not where he takes the hand off. Word shed is when he has to get the chainsaw. And God, what the hell was it? I'm smiling because I'm remembering also because I saw this like a few while ago with the features. His headless girlfriend coming at him with a chainsaw, and you have the, you know, who's laughing? I just remember that. I'm just smiling because he gets it. It's like, who's laughing now? Ha ha ha! You know? And you have the scene where you know all the everything like the fucking what do you call that, moose or where the fuck, deer, antelope, where the fuck, is laughing at him, and the fucking lamb's laughing at him. It's like, oh, ha ha. And that's where you get like this group of people coming in. Ash always has the worst luck. They think that he killed this girl, Sarah Berry, but she's actually on here too in the features, which is cool. They got all the actors, which was cool. Dan Hayes, Cassie Wesley, Richard Domere. And they put him in the basement where, you know, you also had Ted Raimi, who's also interviewed here. Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's younger brother, plays the Henrietta, which I guess was Sarah Berry's mom, and they think that Ash killed them. But the shit luck he has, they kicked him down the fucking basement. And this is just a ball of a movie. I mean, I'm explaining shit you guys already know. Jump on a thing in the eyeball, which, one nice thing they did with this film, you know how the eyeball, when you saw the eyeball and you saw the wire, they took that wire out. So you just see the, you know how you saw the eyeball fly into the girl's mouth, but you see like monofilament? They took that out. So you just see the eyeball. I'm like, why can't they do that with other stuff? So I thought that was pretty cool. All cool. They did that. That's nice. I understand why you do something like that. That's good. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see what else. And of course, at the end, you know, Ash finally getting his chainsaw, and you have that sort of. You wonder if this is their take on the Rambo montage, you know, getting ready, but it's all like cuts and, you know, getting the chainsaw, you know, getting the double barrel shotgun, sawing it off. It's like one of the classic moments. Groovy, you know. Kicking the ass, getting the pages, you know, swallow this. Boom, boom. Just classic. Dan hits his character, the redneck. Sarah Bear accidentally stabs him, and then has to pulls him as he's stabbed, and then as she's pulling him, trying to get him to safety, she goes, "Oh, shut up, shut up." It's a ball of a movie. I mean, the headless, his headless girlfriend, like doing this weird fucking dance, just I don't know, just there's so much fun moments in this movie. It's a ball and a half. And yeah, you can just tell Ash just fucked up. And once again, you have the great camera angles and movements of the camera. Um, just really makes the film has this energy to it. Really does. And the fact that these films are rated R is much appreciated. Even though, like, this one was unrated, and they tried to have rated R. That's why a lot of times you see blood like purple blood and blue blood, because they didn't want to have an X rating, but they still got one anyway. So that's why, you know, this is unrated. Although, to be honest, nowadays this film would be rated R. I can safely say this film would be rated R. There's really nothing in this film that would make it NC-17. This would be rated R. It really would. And once again, you have an ending where now he's in time in the Middle Ages. But again, the ending of this film doesn't. and the beginning of this film don't match. Because the ending of that film, he blows the shit out of a fucking demon, and then they're praising him. But he doesn't do that in this film. So again, I don't know if they're trying to get the rights yet again, or they just didn't want to reshoot that. But I don't really have any problems with this film. Very fast paced. The film's only 84 minutes long. A lot of energetic camera. Very funny. I mean, this one they went more for comedy. I guess the only problem is it's not their fault, but it would have been nice if they could have gotten the rights to it, and that way, so these have a more of a link to it instead of now he just has a girlfriend, and I just wish they could have gotten the rights so it'd be a much more natural link from part one to part two, so that you can say that Ash went through all of this stuff wholeheartedly without having to turn your brain off on certain aspects. I know that's not their fault, but it's But Evil Dead 2 is a lot of fun. And then you get to Army of Darkness, which again was the first one I saw. And once again, I like the film. Bruce Campbell and Beth Davids. Once again, you have a recap where it's just Bruce Campbell and his girlfriend. It's like, did you forget he had a sister? But they have a recap. And actually, the girl who plays his girlfriend, I think, is Bridget Fonda. In a quick small role, I believe is Bridget Fonda. But this film, I'm a fan of too, because I think it's just very funny. I know some friends of mine, I'm not a fan of this because Bruce Campbell's character really does seem like a schmuck at times. But it didn't bother me. I just had a lot of fun. And this has so many memorable one-liners as well. But I mean, you have to be. It seemed like they got some of the footage from Evil Dead 2. Because you see the end of Evil Dead 2 where shit's going down and he's flying back into the portal. And it looks exactly the same from Evil Dead 1. But I guess they just didn't want Bruce Campbell shooting a demon and stuff. They just wanted to do something else. So he just captured, and they think he's with these guys, men, and they're going to throw him in this pit. And he gets out, and they think he's the chosen one. He's supposed to get this book, but he doesn't say the words right. So he brings back the army of darkness. And then Ash wants to leave, but then he decides to stay and help out, since it is his fuck up. Where to start with this film? I do have a ball because this has so many one-liners. Like, whoa, I've never even seen these assholes before. Or, yeah, two things going for Jack and shit, and Jack left town. Or, this is my boomstick. It's a top of line. Shop smart. Shop S-smart. You got that? Or good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun. Or hail to the king, baby. Or give me some sugar, baby. Like, there's so many great one-liners. You definitely have some fun action, especially at the end where you have he takes, I think it's Oldsmobile, and they put this big fucking fan. This film definitely goes more of a comedy aspect. It really loses a lot of the horror. But Bruce Campbell, I think, does a great job acting-wise. I love Evil Dead 2 more, but I see acting performance-wise, I think this is his best acting performance. But again, if I have problems with the film, it's only a few things. One, it'd be not, that link between Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness is kind of weird. You got to sort of turn your brain off a little bit. Oh, I guess he didn't shoot that demon. I guess he does it. The second thing, I do understand when my friends say, it kind of feels like Ash character's too much of an asshole. Because it's a funny scene. It made me laugh when he's, the words, of course, is from The Day the Earth Stood Still. Cato Brito Necto. But he forgets the fucking words. It's like, Clatu, Brada, no. So he forgets that. And then he takes it, and then it's Because the ending, anyone who dies is really, it's his fucking fault. But I guess the way I had to look at it, without hating the movie, is that there was this army of darkness all around. He had, but at the same time, if he said the fucking words right, he would just, taken it, and then they would have stopped their army of darkness anyway. So, that's kind of that's the thing. It's that really at the end of the day, he caused all the mayhem at the end for being a dumbass for not remembering three simple words, Klaatu, Barada, Nikto. But, so I can see how some people don't like him. But I don't know, just his performance, his one-liners, the situations, like being like on his journey, you have the bad Ash that pulls out of him, you have the little tiny Ashes fucking with him. Um, the other thing that I miss is that he doesn't use the chainsaw that much, which sucks. Because every poster, even here, you see him with the chainsaw in the hand. He only uses that one scene in the pit. And that was awesome, But it'd be awesome if he took that thing and go, like, just go to town. Remember the ending of Dead Alive? When he takes the lawnmower? Imagine Ash with the chainsaw doing that. That'd be awesome. But the thing is, this was rated R, I believe. Yeah, it was rated R. Yeah. But it just would have been nice if they would have done that. It would have been nice if it was more of a horror film. If they still put more of the aspects, it's a little bit too slapstick. If they kept more of the horror and Bruce Campbell would have to use more of his chainsaw, if the ending wasn't his fault that all these people would die. But I still really like the film because it definitely is. Sam Raimi definitely has more of a budget. Uh, it feels like you have less of his weird camera work. I mean, once in a while you have it, but it definitely, the theatrical cut's only 81 minutes, so it definitely goes by at a breeze. Bruce Campbell is still, I still enjoy him. Lots of great one-liners, fun bits of action at the end. You found me beautiful once, yeah, but you got real ugly. Just a lot of great one-liners from Bruce Campbell. Some fun bits of action at the end. The sword fight he has with the bad Ash. A lot of fun with that. I hate the ending of the director's cut, but that's why I have this. Because the first one has it's the U.S. theatrical cut, and the second one, which is their preferred version, that's the one with the commentary. Because in the director's cut, how it ends, he has to take so many drops, but he fucks up. And in the director's cut, what they wanted was Ash sleeps too long and he's in this apocalyptic world. Kind of a downer of an ending in a way. But I love the ending theatrical cut where he's at S-Mart where he works, finds Chick tries to pick him up, and it's just a fun scene where you have a demon possessed, and he gets hey, let's go. Really fun scene, and that's where you get the line, "Hail to the king, baby." Without that original ending, which the studio did not like, this is an instance where I am with Universal. They didn't like the original ending, the apocalyptic ending, and I'm with them. Even though Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, they liked the original ending, I'm sorry. The theatrical ending with the S-Smart ending, that to me is a good fucking ending. And in the director's cut, there's some other good deleted scenes put back in there, like extended bit of at the Ash at that windmill, extended bits with the little men, which makes more sense because in the natural cut, there's that one instance where all of a sudden he's like face is all blacked out or something. You don't really understand why, but you figure out why, because they cut stuff out. It'd be nice if there was a cut that was all the deleted footage put back in, but the ending was the S-Mart ending. That would be my favorite version. The director's cut, but the ending of the S-Mart. Hail to the King, baby. Just a great way to end it. So I watched the theatrical cut more because I love that ending. It brings a smile to my face, and I'm usually not a fan of the medieval type movies, but I am a fan. I do like Bruce Campbell. I do like his character. I do like the one-liners. Granted, I would like more of a horror aspect put in there. I would like more of a chainsaw usage. And I would like more of, what do I call it, the fact that it's really Ash's fault because he doesn't say three simple words, and now at the end everybody's dying. You know, if someone has an explanation of that, that is what happened. So it's like, oh, Ash, you asshole. But I still enjoy the film. I still did kick out of the movie. Still a lot of fun. Again, even though it's his fault, but still a lot of fun. Just, you have a chainsaw, let him use it more. It's on the poster. He has it for one scene on his arm. But no, he gets the metal hand. And to be honest, I like the chainsaw better than the metal hand. That's just me. But anyway, not sure what else I can say about the Evil Dead films. Maybe quick like, if it's over here, it should be. Not sure where the hell I put it. Come on. Yeah. Maybe briefly talk about these. As I'm doing Evil Dead, I know they made comic books of this guy. Like, they was going to do Freddy vs. Jason 2 and put Ash in there. I think that would have been awesome. I would have been for that. But no, we don't want to tarnish Ash because we may do an Evil Dead 4 or a remake. And so what you're doing is a remake that doesn't even have Ash in it. No character of Ash or call Ash in it. That's what is in the new Evil Dead remake, folks. So you did all that shit for nothing. Because there will not be an Evil Dead 4. I'm sorry, people. There won't. I guarantee you 110%. Fuck you. Why didn't you have Ash? It would have been nice. Fuck you up Freddy and Jason? But no, they put in a comic book. I know there's also another one where it's him with Reanimator, a comic book. But they did do a couple video games. I know when this one came out, I was so fucking excited for this. Evil Dead, Hail to the King. I was so excited for this. I remember when I played this, I had so much fun with it. Honestly, though, now, I could play the game, but only because of Bruce Campbell. Because the game pretty much plays like Resident Evil, those fixed camera angles, stuff like that. But again, I like the game for Bruce Campbell. His voice work is a lot of fun. But the game's still not that great. I mean, because I still keep the game. I could play it to just listen to Bruce Campbell, follow the storyline with Bruce Campbell and the funny one-liners he has. But I remember the first time I played this, I was so excited. Oh, man, this was cool. And I played through the whole thing, beat it. Wow, it was so cool. But the problems with the game is, one, the graphics are not really that great. Not even the graphics. It's fucking annoyance. Because your chainsaw runs out of gas very fucking quickly. And if there's no gas in your chainsaw, it's pretty fucking useless. Which pissed me off. Because you have to collect fucking mushrooms. Yes, fucking mushrooms. They look like mushrooms. I think you had to collect mushrooms for I think you could collect ammo, but I think there were other mushrooms that were ammo. I know there's mushrooms for fucking gasoline, and then you had to find something that switched it so that it could be gasoline to refill your fucking chainsaw. And that annoyed the piss out of me. Very fucking much. And plus, the bad guys, most of the time, they kept fucking coming back. So you kill one, then they come back. You kill one, they come back. You kill one, they come back. They kept coming the fuck back. You could literally spend hours just in the fucking cabin again and again and again and again coming back. And I know someone may say, well, why don't you play the game and show it? It's hard to do that because I don't have the equipment for it. If I put my camera, like if I put my camera here to the TV, you would not see it that well. It wouldn't come out that well. Like, and then even with the Resident Evil 1 that I played, that video quality wasn't the best. Plus, it was really shitty doing it, playing it because it would not show up on my TV. It would only show up on here, so I'd have to look at the video on the computer, and then as it's recording, it would like freeze and like it was just really irritating playing it that way. But and I would do it like with this, like here, but I don't think people would like that because it wouldn't that be great audio and visual. It definitely wouldn't be like Michael Keane. The way he does it is excellent. But I think they had this on PC as well. So that got annoying. Um, but at the same time, yeah, some background artwork that looked nice in some of the environments. Bruce Campbell was a lot of fun. But the enemies that kept respawning all the fucking time pissed me off. Having the fucking mushrooms change the fucking fuel for the chainsaw pissed me off. But I still like the game because it's Evil Dead and it's Bruce Campbell, but I can't really call it a good game. There's a lot of problems. But then for PS2, they made my favorite, and I don't understand why this gets hated on. A Fistful of Boomstick. I really don't understand why this game gets hated on. Because a lot of people say there's never been a good Evil Dead game, and I don't really understand that. I think this game is fucking awesome. I tried playing it once. And this also has a making of, produced by G4 with Bruce Campbell. I don't know if you can see it there, but it is a lot of fun. I mean, it does take place from the ending of this game. And the dead are brought back to life, not by him. Someone else is stupid enough. The whole town's infected, and you basically fuck up Deadites with your chainsaw. And you have nice animations, and you can blow heads up. And what's nice about this is your chainsaw has unlimited fuel, so it makes it more fun. So I don't need to find fucking mushrooms to fucking get gasoline, which was fine. I like the way they did the controls. One was your boomstick, one's your chainsaw. So it was very easy to use. Now, granted, enemies kept respawning here, but it was easier to handle. It wasn't as annoying. And once again, Bruce Campbell does a great job as the voice. A lot of different environments. Like you go back through different time periods, like the colonial times, and like you go back to a fucked up version of the town that now the creatures have taken over. You have a fun ending, which I don't know if I should do. I'll give away and spoiler the ending here. Spoiler, folks, is at the beginning you have Ash talking to someone, telling his story, and then you find out that he's actually, when he won, he went to, I think, Japan, feudal Japan, and so he has to battle like possessed, samurai. And I don't understand, when they made this film, they totally disregarded this. I hate that. I would love to see a sequel to this game. But it was a lot of fun. It was fast paced. Bruce Campbell was funny. I would like to see a movie of this, to be honest. But that'll never happen. This was a lot of fun. I just still play that. And then Evil Dead Regeneration, I still like this game. Uh, Basically, this game takes place. What's it? After Evil Dead 2? Basically, the whole gist of this is Army of Darkness didn't happen. I believe it takes place during or after Evil Dead 2. Just the first thing is you're at the cabin. And then I guess they thought you slaughtered everybody, so they think you're crazy. They put you in a mental asylum. And then some weird, like, German doctor gets the Necronomicon. And of course, he's got to go save the day. And then he has this sidekick here, voiced by Ted Raimi, who is a Deadite, but he's actually a good. So he can't die, so they have like a back and forth where they make fun of each other, and Bruce Campbell Ash will use this little guy and fuck him up, and use him to do stuff, and he always gets killed, but because he's a Deadite, he can come back to life. And Ted Raimi does a good voice where they have some fun back and forth. And it's fast paced. You get a lot of cool moves. Definitely a lot more with movements. A lot of good. Let's see if they actually have it in here. They might not. They might not have the moves in here. That sucks. But like I said, there's a power blow. There's a triple slash. There's an overhead finisher. You can really do more stuff with the chainsaw, which is a lot of fun. Again, the story's like not much, but you mainly see it for Bruce Campbell and his interaction with this little guy, which at first I'm like, yeah, but it was actually a fun. The only problem I have with this game, the ending sucks. Like, the ending is really, they're doing all this bit to do to this girl. They beat the bad guy, but then the girl's possessed. And then they stop her, I believe. And then there's a portal. Bruce Campbell and the little guy go in, and then it ends. And I'm like, that's not even an ending. Like, okay, you got the book or whatever, and oh, now she's possessed. And I thought, what, did I get the shitty ending? But no, it's the only ending. They go through a portal, and that's it. I'm like, well, what happened next? What the fuck happened next? I mean, at least they did that with this one. Actually ended better where he went through the portal. Oh, he's in Field Japan. They don't even say what happened after they went through the portal. It's like there's something missing. So the ending, it's like you're playing all this for a really shitty ending and half-ass ending, more half-ass ending. It's not depressing. It's just like it's not even an ending. It's just this is PS2. Come on. Metal Gear Solid was on the same fucking thing. Well, hell, that was on PS1. So what the fuck am I talking about? Let alone PS2. Come on, look at the ending of Metal Gear Solid. Resident Evil 4. That's an ending. This, I just wish they actually had a natural ending to this, or a better non-half-ass ending. But yeah, other than that, still a fun game. This is my favorite. I like Bruce Campbell, but this has a lot of problems. But either way, I've gone for almost 50 minutes on the Evil Dead. But definitely a fun trilogy, awesome half hour, very funny one-liners, best of them all, in my opinion. But either way, thanks for watching my long-ass review of the Evil Dead trilogy. Take care, and we will see you later. Ciao.